Hi, I'm Simone Bhagat and I play Rebecca.
And hi, I'm Jenna Beressi, and I play Paige in Roomies, which was directed and written by Maria Mendez.
Did you find a job?
Even better, I found my old books.
Roomies is about two roommates, Paige and Rebecca, us, who have had some disagreements about money. And Paige is very straight laced. She works a retail job, anything to pay her rent while she tries to get her career off the ground. Rebecca is a little bit more creative. And Paige
Yeah.
comes home one day to discover that Rebecca has launched a new side hustle that Paige doesn't 100% agree with.
Yeah, and it's a great short. It dabbles in like it's comedic and it dabbles into like the fantasy world. Rebecca is someone who studied like demonology. And so it's kind of, absurdist, but at the same time it like really relates to, people right now who are trying to stick to their degrees in whatever creative form that is, and it's just like an extreme version of that. And it's really cool to see these two characters deal with each other's roommates.
All I had to do was sacrifice some cat, and suddenly I had like $20 in my Venmo.
Such an interesting relationship between the two characters. Someone like Paige, who is almost more traditional in a sense, where she got a job doing something that doesn't necessarily make her happy. She works in retail just to sort of pay the rent and go there. And then Rebecca, who's so creative and wants to form a side hustle for herself and doesn't necessarily follow the same rules that Paige follows, where you graduate, you get a boring job to pay the bills until you can get something that you really want to do. And it's this is clearly a
Yeah,
parody.
so it's honestly like, that was something like while playing the character, like I had to really think about it. I was like, she really believes in what she's doing, and that was like the thing. Um, which is admirable and also what makes it so funny because you see like Paige react to that ridiculousness. It was just so exciting to be a part of, like seeing how this was shot and then actually seeing the final product and how, those little magical elements were put in like a subtle and like simplistic way, but still so effective and so clear.
Simone, do you have a few words to say about creating film during COVID?
Yes, I do. That's a very important thing to talk about. I mean, I think for most filmmakers, there's a lot that you have to like, okay, I can't make this project right now because it requires like this huge room of people. Like that is probably one of the biggest things is like choosing work that has smaller cast and also doesn't require too many people to be on set.
What's my frame?
That's one of the most important things is making sure that you have people on board who are comfortable with saying, okay, I don't, I'm working camera, but I don't necessarily have like two ACs. So it's that kind of thing. And it's definitely challenging. And it's challenging for film students who are doing the technical stuff and are used to having a crew that is fleshed out and people who are doing all the roles and there to help them. And we have people on our sets who are doing so many different things, even though they've been trained to specialize. So I think that's kind of what's a little weird about it is these aren't people who are just, trying it for the first time. They've specialized in something, but they're having to take a few steps back and just be creative.
For some context about how Roomies was created, Simone, myself, and Maria were the only three people in the room. And Maria, I'm sure she would be the first to tell you, is not a DP. That is not her strong suit. That is not what she has chosen to pursue. So between the three of us, we really had to bring in some creativity because we essentially had no expertise in that field. And it's just a
Yeah.
making film during COVID, of branching out, seeing what we can do, and of course getting advice from people who do know, but we just can't have them in the space.
I wanted to know like what kind of things are you looking to work on and also like what have been the other ones that you're, working on.
Things that I'm working on right now, I have a couple things in the works. I have another project that we'll actually be shooting next week. Very excited. It's another roommate type dynamic, which is a classic, right? In our COVID era where we can't shoot
That's exciting. Yeah.
12 million locations, we really have to keep it contained and keep it to two people, really, to make sure that everyone's safe and healthy. That's coming up. another roommate drama that is just starting pre-production right now. It's a comedy about a young woman who's 19 and finds her first gray hair, and the impact that takes on a human.
Hilarious.
Um,
God.
Talk to me about Ash's Artists Collective.
Yeah, Ashes has been an incredible experience. So for people who don't know, Ashes Artist Collective is a startup of that I co-founded with another, Tisch grad that we both know, Hannah, Jade Vickery, and it's firstly it's a startup, and it's a company that's providing resources for, entry level entertainment professionals like us, people like us who've graduated from arts programs, who are looking for, resources to either network and collaborate, or to actually get, portfolio building experience. And then in order to do the latter, Hannah and I are producing 6 short films, and we've been doing that for the last few months, and they're all written by other recent grads. A lot of first time writers, there's a lot of first time directors. So, we really want to keep pushing for people trying out things that they haven't done before, because that is what people normally do when they leave college, and the pandemic kind of, put a halt to a lot of that. And all of our sets usually have different people on each of them. For the most part, we've had people from colleges in Boston, Columbia, like all different schools and different arts programs be on our sets. And yeah, people should join our collective. We do a lot of different stuff. And we're shooting our 6th and like the final film of our first wave in June, in the first week of June, when I'm back. So
Wow, you're
yeah, it's been a
incredible.
wild ride. Our shorts have covered topics from queer romance to like body image, to we've had female like ensemble comedies, and our latter 2 are about like, the Asian American experience with different topics. So we have a lot of really unique scripts, and it's just been such a joy to work with so many different people, which has been a lot of fun.
Something I admire so much about you also is not only are you doing this for yourself, but you're doing everything in your power to lift others up along with you, which is just so moving and beautiful. Where not only are you doing the work and putting in the effort to uh, live this artist life, is you are bringing people that we know along for the ride. For those of you who don't know, Simone and I were scene partners in our very first acting school final freshman year.
Yeah. I feel like we did well at the end. I
We
feel like
got there.
while working, I feel like we had like the 3 stages. We like
Yeah.
did well at the start. Our second round was like a disaster. And
Yeah.
then our final round and our final was, I think it went well.
Roomies will be coming out soon. Stay tuned for that. I have to give a huge round of applause to all the artists that worked on this. Andrew Miller, Elizabeth Robbins, Elspeth Collard, and of course, Maria Mendez, not to mention Simone, for all their incredible work on this project. Truly amazing.
And I'm excited for people to see it, because it really is quirky and fun. And it's just like the kind of thing you want to work on right now.
Yes, absolutely. Simone, I had so much fun sitting down and chatting with you. Thank you so much for everyone who watched. Be sure to check out Roomies this Tuesday, April 27th at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 Pacific.